Let's give it a try now. Grego's here, Vanzels Restorations. I've just been, this is the third attempt at trying to record a video because I've got so many thousands of photos and videos on my phone that it was like, I'm full, you can't add any more to me. Sorry, Mr. Samsung. So yeah, we're still recording. I had to delete a heap so that I could put this video up. So let's talk. A few weeks ago, had the ladies' maintenance weekend here, and with a great bunch of gals, and they were super keen learners, and you know, their love for their V-dubs was inspiring. So the one of the ladies had this vehicle. It hasn't been on the road yet. She bought it a while ago, and it's just had mechanical work done on it, but it's ready for the body to be done, and the body was looking pretty rough. This back corner, we replaced it a couple of weeks ago, so yeah, this one's got to be cut out and done the same there. She bought all the panels for it that we need to fix that sort of badly damaged areas. Like, you couldn't pull that out and fill it up or anything to smooth it up. Has to be cut out, like this side was. That was mangled as well and rusted. We fixed the battery tray and that while we're there. So the story is, the lady, the owner, she said, can I come and work on the car? Well, first of all, let's get this straight. I don't have time to do a full resto on it because I'm booked out heavy till, you know, towards the later part of next year. I said I can't do the full treatment that we like to do. And she said, is there any way you can help me to at least get this on the road, get it good enough to get it on the road, knowing that it's not the normal treatment that we do? I said, oh, I can do that because I believe in these cars being used and get them going, and not everything has to be a showpiece. Just get it done. It's safe because all the brakes, steering, mechanical, all sorted on there. There was no structural, like, bad rust. It's all minor stuff, a few holes here and there. So, and obviously that. So that's going to be sorted. She's also bought repair panels for the front floor area, and because there's a few holes there as well. So when it comes to that floor area, that is structural in a way. So that will be repaired properly with original steel being put back into it. But as far as a few holes in the bottom of some panels, you know, like whatever, it's not super crucial. So yes, this is not the way we normally do jobs. We normally always take them back to bare, weld in fresh metal everywhere. Yeah, but in this case, just wants it on a road, wants a tiny bit of paint put on it, but she also wants to help work on it as well. I'm like, well, here's how it can go down. I said, come one day a week and we all work on it. In this case, on the first, we've only done the second day today. So the first week, Andrew welded that up on there, like tacked it on, and the owner actually finished welding that, had her first go at welding, never welded before in her life, and tacked that in and did a pretty good job. There's no warpage there, and it's yeah, all the holes filled basically. So awesome. Learned another skill, and then I said, well, part of doing this bodywork business is getting dusty and getting into it with the sander. So today she's up on the platforms. These platforms here, they're a lot safer to stand on than milk crates. And sorry about the flickering lights. Whew, what a rave cove. So the yeah, so there's bits of area like this where it's been painted 4 or 5 times, and the prep, well, just look along the back here, you know, it's crap. They it hasn't been prepped properly since the factory paint. Each time they've done it, I think they just gave it a quick scuff, sometimes not even that, and just blew a coat of paint on it. So see that all too often. But the fact of the matter is there's no giant holes in there. So we're just, she got out with the 8-inch bog buster today with some 80 grit on it, and got a nuts, flattened all this down, feathered the edges a bit. I said don't worry about feathering it too much, we'll swipe a bit of filler over the top to smooth it over as I go. You can see there's a bit of filler started to put on there. Smooth it over, because if you're not going to go back to bare metal, why bother, you know what I mean? This is not a permanent fix, but it'll look okay for a while, and that's all that matters. So getting it done, getting it smoothed over, fill a few holes, get it roadworthy, get the thing on the road and drive the damn thing. Take it surfing every day, which he does, by the way. So so that's where we're at. See, this is what we need to talk about. Like, you know, we can do a concourse restoration if that's what you want. Absolute perfect bloody, you know, whatever you want. Just have it looking better than they came out from the factory, because they weren't that great. A lot of over restoration going on, as I've always said. But if you want that over restored perfect finish, we can do that too. It's just hours. We've got the skills, time equals dollars equals money equals adds up. So if you don't want to spend big on it straight up, that's cool. So anyway, you know, it's like, do you turn people away because they don't have enough for a show finish? Well, there's a lot of people out there who just want a nice finish and the rust sorted, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect wave free, and doesn't have to be you know, mirror finish fuel tanks and all this sort of bullshit. Can be done, but most people don't want to. So here's a classic case of a lady who wants to learn. She's keen as, and so we're showing her a few things. She's paying us for our time and materials, and she'll come out of it with a bit of ownership of the car, not just writing a check for it, the thing, you know, 2 years after it's finished. So that's cool. So that's why we're spreading a bit of mud around to smooth up a few rough areas. Wasn't actually bad for rust, as in rust holes. It just had minor rust along the bottom. You know, we've taken anywhere where it looked a bit daggy, we stripped it back to check it out. And yeah, there's been a couple of small holes that we put a bit of fiberglass filler in, a little bit up these pillars here, but certainly nothing drastic. You know, so down here the seam was all bubbling away, like the paint was basically falling off, so we stripped all that back. You know, rust treated it, epoxy primed it, and that was last week, 2 Wednesdays ago, so that I could scuff it and fill it now, and that'll last for ages. So, you know, another spot here was a couple of small holes, and it was just like, put some rust treater on it. You know, same down here, this is an area, so yeah, fair enough, we've got to cut a bit of a seam into there so it looks okay, but it's just keeping it real around here. Like, there's none of this like, oh god, look at the sort of job they do. Well, whatever, this is budget related job, and I try and help people out regardless of their budget. So if that's my downside, then so be it. So I am me, this is how we do things, and I come next door. You want to talk about, you know, problem childs, just check out old Moose. Moose is in the house. Like, I don't think there's anyone else out there, to be honest, that would actually even tackle this. So, you know, knowing that this was a bus and is now a dual cab. So how's the conversion, Andrew? Like, what do you reckon out of 10? So
what's your interpretation of
yeah, how perfect it's got to be? There's actually not a lot of rust in it. you know, we've dug around in places, and oh yeah, like it's had obviously a little bit of repair there, but I've seen Aussie delivered buses that are completely rotted out inside and out. So yeah, this is this is Moose, the 1980 low light dual cab. That's not a dual cab, but it is. You know, so it's got the splitty handbrake and the a few other splitty things. So let's have a look at this. So they've reused, repurposed, recycled. That is previously the back door from when it was a van. You see where the latch would have been, and they've made it all fit in. Like, what an effort.
Yeah, that's probably the worst.
Yeah, so this here, yeah, that's probably the worst part, is where they've pulled the metal down to join up here, but the profile is wrong on the roof, but because it's designed to come up higher as a van and then start tapering off. But what they've done is just basically pulled it down early. So, you know, it is what it is. We can get this thing looking okay. We can see where they've cut the hinge out where the old door was, because it would have had two opening doors like this, cargo doors. So they've just kept the one, made their own ute. So basically we're just going through it now to get it ready for the sandblaster. Sandblaster's had a few issues with compressors and wet weather. Plenty of La Nina action happening. So yeah, we're going to make this thing good again. And I'm telling you now, there's not going to be too many people that would even tackle it. So we know Combi's inside and out. We chuckle at several things on this being Brazilian, the differences, and go, wow, they certainly do things not in a non-standard way. But having said that, we'll get it solid, it'll be rust free, and it will be unique, I suppose. So we've got to look at the positives. What else are you going to do with it? So again, another car, just get it on the road so people can enjoy it. And if the purists want to come out there and go, oh, that's not a German bus, that's what blah blah blah, whatever, you know. Not everything's about bloody file finish and bloody mirror paint, you know, under the seat bases and all this sort of shit. It's just people just want their cars on the road and enjoy them. They've still got a Combi, and it mightn't be the same standard as you know. They're not all mobile showpieces, but guess what? You know, these cars should be known for people who love them, and the owners, you know, they just want the cars to be usable and not be rust buckets. So yeah, so that's our aim. Call me what you will, I don't care. Like I've got so much work on that I'm not worried about people saying, oh, are you willing to take that sort of work on? Well, it's not my standard deal, but you know, when someone says, look, I'd really love you to help out and be involved, well then what harm is it doing? I don't know, because we can, like I said, the evidence is all there of how we normally do our restorations. No, this is not the same, and you know, Moose will have some compromises. That's the name of the dual cab in there, but still it won't be a rust bucket. Plenty of rust buckets around, so hidden by nice paint. So you know, so this will have mediocre paint, but it will look nice, because look at it now. So it's going to be freshened up, and the owner can enjoy it straight away, well, without waiting too long. And then in a couple of years, maybe come back and get the full job. So, because it is time, labor intensive, and a lot of costs once you blow them completely apart and get them to a bare shell and get it all blasted, and it's just a full commitment. So having said that, I think we need to do bit of tidying up on the interior here, but that's okay. You know, the owner can tackle that. I don't think there's anything that she can't do, because she wants to learn, and that's what we like. So people who want to be involved in their projects, why not? I say, why not? So anyway, that's Grego out, talking too much again as usual. Like I said, I'd rather show all facets of the business instead of just the absolutely pristine, perfect stuff that's, you know, sometimes everything is not perfect and it doesn't matter one bit. Happy customers. Alrighty, so keeping it real again, out for now. Like, share and subscribe. Actually, this is not YouTube, is it? No, so, but if you want to see more of what we do, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be great. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye.